Hi guys, how are you? It's me, Jennifer Montgomery. I am in the Philadelphia area today. I'm just popping on to say hi. Again, see how everyone's doing. We have a solar eclipse today. So today is June 5th. It's Friday. I'm in a park. It's a little humid, but it's peaceful. There's not really anyone here. And I just wanted to, like I said, pop in, see how everyone's doing. There's been a lot going on the planet. And we have this eclipse coming. It should be, like right now is a little bit before noon. I think the eclipse is like gonna happen somewhere around like 1:45 or something like that. So I've just been seeing messages to be relaxed, like stay relaxed, just because there's so much collective purging energy that's coming up. That's why we're seeing riots and like violent things happen, because it's kind of like a release. So I'm not really paying a lot of my attention to that. I'm not directing a lot of my energy there. I'm aware of it, but just from I guess like a higher consciousness perspective, I realize it's just not really in my highest and best good to really feed into it a lot, just because I'm more into energy and than what's actually taking place. I realize it's for a higher purpose. So even though these things are happening, I believe that it's for clearing. So I'm not really engaging in like conversation about it very much. I have probably different beliefs than a lot of people in the 3D are viewing it, and that sometimes causes triggers to come up, and I'm just not in a place that I feel like explaining myself or getting into a debate or an argument over it. So if there's an opposing view, it's totally fine. I'm just choosing to be outside in nature just because I feel like the path of least resistance is, for me, the most peaceful. And when I feel peaceful and loving, that's like my contribution to this. That's my job, to help keep vibrations high. So because we're so powerful in regards to our energy fields, so I do believe that that's like helping bring about balance, because it's like that contribution can help counteract like what looks to be negative. It's not though. Like it's the dark needs to be purged out. It needs to come out. So this is not new. It's been there. It's almost like it's like you're digging out, you're scraping out. It's like a wound that has been on the planet, like an emotional wound. It's like a big collective wound that needs to be like, it's like you have to scrape it out. And it's like, just think about like when you were a kid, or even as an adult, like let's just go to like being a little kid and you fall and like you scrape your knee and like you're screaming, crying, it hurts, wow, wow, wow. But then you go home and your mom, dad, caretaker, whomever is helping you clean it, like you don't like it, you need to, I gotta get it all clean, I gotta get it out, you have to get all the dirt out. So that's how I'm viewing this. So because we've seen this before in other, with other instances or other like names that became household names. So but this is just bigger because that wasn't entirely like released or addressed or like expunged. So now it's like when you don't deal with something, let's just say like say you have a medical situation and you ignore it, and then the longer you ignore it, the worse it gets. So or anything like you leave one dish in the sink and you don't clean it, and then you put another one and another one, then the longer you leave it, the higher it piles up, and then the more work you have to do later, and it's uglier, dirtier, stinkier, all of that. So that's how I see all of this. But it's not doom, it's not gloom, it's really not bad. So I guess right now my intention is to just, give us that reminder that what looks dark and ugly, there's more going on beneath the surface. So if we can look at it like, maybe this is the best thing that ever happened, maybe this is like in our highest and best good, that's how I'm choosing to see it, rather than be in resistance or like protest, because anything we resist persists. So I'm deciding that I'm not a person that's meant to be like out there in the 3D front lines, like, actually like openly protesting anything. My contribution or my purpose is more energetic, and that's by keeping vibrations high, spreading love, spreading positivity. That's what I do. That's what I feel like I'm here for. So for me to like switch my role, I don't really think that's going to be to my benefit or anyone else's, to be perfectly honest, because I know positivity, I know love, I am love, I know how to successfully project that and to share that. So that's where I'm going with this, and I think that that's how I can help the collective, and we all can, like, we all have a different purpose. So if I can't do what I normally would be doing as far as light working goes with my art, because of current restrictions with social distancing and things like that, but this is another like artistic way for me, or another creative way to share. Sorry, there's like bugs out here and I'm itching a little. So that's how I'm viewing this. It's almost like I'm in like a sit back and watch, or a sit back and relax, like a viewer, and I'll do what I feel called to do, and I'll do what I feel I can do without overexerting myself or stressing myself out, because I'm very aware and cognizant of that, like the energies in my body that I'm feeling. So I'm working on keeping myself in a good place there, and then sharing what I can when I can to help others, without getting caught up in the, like I say, like the 3D rhetoric or like the bullshit, because it's like entirely redundant. So I came here, let's see, I left Key West Monday, and just, I'm human, so sometimes I get a little influenced by things, like, so I saw what's going on with the riots. I know about this video, which I chose not to actually view, and I've seen other things. So the social media, it was inundated, and still is. I mean, we went from pandemic, COVID news, now we're going to riots and race things. Sorry, there's like bugs out here. So I actually absorbed entirely too much news Sunday evening, and I, for a moment, considered staying home. But then I thought to myself, well, that's ridiculous. Like, that's stupid. Like, why are you going to stay home? Because the answer to that question would have been fear. And that's, I've gone through that lesson. Fear is just, it's ridiculous. It's totally, it's just a big illusion. So I was like, no, you're not going to do that. You're going to just go. And if there's any issues, then you're going to figure it out like you always do. So I had, a little chat with my angels and my guides, and asked, for a peaceful, free-flowing, basically uneventful trip that kept me safe and happy and in my light. And I got on the road. And surprisingly enough, all these news stories cautioning us, and I'm not saying there weren't events taking place, but I will say that I saw zero evidence of anything that's being totally overloaded and redundantly exhausted on the news media. And I had an awesome experience. So I was so happy I listened to my intuition and followed my heart and my, trusted like my intuition and my guides, and just got on the road and did my thing and, went. So that's kind of another, I guess, piece of advice, is that if you find yourself in that place, ask yourself, like, is it really real? And if it's fear, I mean, yes, you can take precautions and to be safe and have a plan. And my plan was, if I found myself in a position that I felt unsafe, or I was confronted with, violence or, belligerence or anything that really is not me, then I was going to, remove myself from it. But I think part of these things that we see, these messages that are fed to us, I mean, we have to remember too, is that, every action has a reaction. So if you're going to put yourself in a position of, let's just say, like, peaceful protest, well, that is an oxymoron. Like, how is a peaceful protest? I don't know. For me, I don't know, maybe oxymoron's not the right word, but when I hear that, I don't think it makes sense. So, maybe a walk for peace, I mean, something like that. But those two things, that I don't know, they seem a little incongruent, and it sends, I think, mixed messages, energetic mixed messages. So, that's just me. So I'm intentional about how I spend my time and the things I say. So, forget exactly where I was going with that, but I was saying, like, every action has a reaction. So when you put yourself somewhere, or you put something out there, I think forward to, well, how is this going to, or how could this possibly directly impact me later? Because I'm responsible for what I put out, I'm responsible for what I say, I'm responsible for what I do. So let's just say, for, a moment, like, if you're going to, like, set something on fire, well, then you can expect that you could perhaps get burned. Like, it doesn't end with that one action. So attending these events, you're putting yourself in that position, right or wrong, that things bad shit can happen. So it's kind of like planning ahead, and that's part of manifestation and keeping a particular focus. So it's kind of like knowing all the players involved. So you can be really successful if you are aware, and I'm a really big advocate of all of that. So my awareness for today is that there is an eclipse on the horizon. Also, there may be a storm coming, so I'm going to jump off of here quickly. And to stay hydrated, stay in your own lane, stay aware, and just do what you can. Stay peaceful, be in love, and be positive. And all of these things are happening for the good. So if we cannot get swept up into the negativity, because that is what the darker agenda would like for us to do, so that will keep us stuck. But if we all raise our vibrations to positivity and love, that helps all of us collectively, because we are all connected. So that is my advice for this day and for this weekend, and for everyone to stay safe and to love each other, stay in your own lane, drink your water, and that's all. So again, my book, Woke Woman's Wisdom, is available on my website at jennifermontgomery.net/books. I'm also available on social media, on Facebook and Instagram at Jennifer Montgomery Artist, and YouTube also. And that's all I got for today. So I hope everyone's doing well. Take good care of yourself, and drink your water, and have an awesome day. Okay, bye.